Nazareth strode down the dimly lit streets of the Tower settlement, his thoughts dark and tinged with amusement. The bar was in sight, promising the comforts of strong drinks and loose women. The weight of his coin pouch tapped against his thigh with every step, a satisfying reminder of his recent spoils. His focus remained on the indulgences awaiting him, yet whispers in the night reached his ears. The rumors twisted through the cold air like serpents, murmuring of Samuel, the warrior who had been beaten within an inch of his life. Nazareth's steps slowed as the name of the Golden Bough Guild was mentioned. The very same guild run by the golden-haired woman who had once nursed him back to health. A grin curled on his lips as the idea formed. He may pay Samuel a visit. Perhaps while there, he would hunt down that elemental mage and dismember him for good measure. The vivid image of the mage's torn limbs brought a wicked smirk to his face. The warrior would surely enjoy some company while he healed. But before the thought could take root, a figure emerged from the nearby alley. The shadows of the Tower settlement seemed to cling to him, as if reluctant to let go. Father Maxim Mori stepped into the dim street, his old, hunched form momentarily at odds with the power and confidence in his movements. With a small smile, he approached Nazareth's side. "God King, in the flesh, would you spare an old soul a moment of your time?" Mori's voice was smooth, respectful, but with an edge of something more. From beneath his cloak, he produced a golden coin. "I'll repay your hospitality with a stein of your choice. I truly feel we have a lot to mutually benefit from." The Maiden recognizes the unfounded strength and power within your soul. Nazareth side-eyed the old man, his expression twisting into one of disdain. His gaze lingered on Mori's frail appearance, his posture stiffening in annoyance. "If you value your life, old man, you do well to keep walking," he growled. Maxim Mori smiled in response, unbothered by the threat. "God King, do not let outward appearances deter oneself from their destiny, their next evolution." Mori's stooped form straightened with pride, his old features shifting, as if shedding years from his body. His posture now reflected the conviction behind his words. "My followers have been watching you closely. We've seen what you've accomplished, and your setbacks. I think you do well to hear me, for I am but a messenger." Mori recited a silent prayer to the Maiden, his lips moving in unison with his thoughts. "Guide me, Maiden, that I may speak your truth." The Maiden has observed you with great interest. She rewards the strong, punishes the weak. In her domain, the strong rule. She sees in you a strength worthy of recognition, a predator who will rise above. In the coming world, only the powerful will be worthy of survival. The bar loomed closer now, its flickering light an ever-present lure in the distance. Mori's voice dripped with persuasion as they neared. "The rogues of this city have had to combine their strength just to stand against a fraction of your power. They have shown you nothing but disrespect. The Maiden simply wishes to ensure you hold your rightful place when they inevitably oppose you again." The golden coin danced between Mori's fingers, his smile widening. "Like I said, I think you would benefit greatly from sharing a stein with me." Nazareth stopped in his tracks, turning his full gaze upon the old man with scrutiny. His thoughts raced as he analyzed Mori's words. He dismisses a direct threat, yet prattles on about a maiden. His eyes narrowed as the realization struck him. He's no beggar. He's a zealot. A smirk crept across Nazareth's face, amusement returning. You seek me out to speak of destiny, zealot. His voice dripped with mocking tones. My destiny is clear. I am destined to conquer the heavens and become the one true God King. Nazareth leaned forward, his massive form looming over Mori, casting a menacing shadow. His voice dropped to a menacing whisper. Your goddess would either become a casualty of war or one of my concubines. In all her divine wisdom, did she mention which fate she would rather face? Messenger. Mori's calm demeanor remained unshaken. His response came with an edge of amusement. I have never met a deity beaten and mortally wounded by mere mortals, or deities who must rely on charitable mortals for healing from said mortals. It seems to me that your destiny is but a dream you are being kept from. Nazareth flinched, a dangerous fury flashing through his eyes. His amusement evaporated, replaced with a darker, more murderous intent. He closed his eyes briefly, collecting himself before speaking again. The scars I bear are a story, zealot. The story of the humble beginnings of the man who will one day rule all. His voice grew deeper as he tore off his cloak, revealing his battle-hardened body. Bruises and deep scars marked his chest and arms, signs of the countless battles he had fought. But his back was unmarked, a testament to his unyielding will. I have never backed down from a fight, he growled. My body is a monolith of perfection. Yes, my pride clouded my mind on the night of the artist's execution, and the cowards who call themselves warriors and mages took advantage of that. But my mind is whole again, and they will face me sooner than they think. His eyes bore into Mori with new intensity. You, zealot, are a peculiar one. I could tear you apart as effortlessly as I did this cloak for the offense you've caused me, yet you stand here unafraid of death. It's admirable and foolish. Your faith in this goddess is absolute, isn't it? Maxim Mori, unfazed, continued with his soft, sympathetic tone. Death is nothing to the Maiden's shepherd, nor her children. She is the ruler of darkness, where there is no light, and where there is no light, she reigns supreme. Death is merely a state, a place without the light of life. Mori's words struck a chord, the faint flinch from Nazareth not lost on him. I mean no harm to your honor, God King. I come only because the Maiden wishes to see the natural order restored. The strong must rule, and you, with all your power, are one of those destined to lead. The Maiden is repulsed by this plane, where bakers and mages dictate the fate of those like yourself. This land has allowed prey to rise, unafraid of the predators who should be their masters. Mori gestured toward himself, emphasizing his frailty. I am not here to deceive you. I am not a conqueror, nor do I wish to be. I am merely her shepherd, her chosen messenger, here to lead the revolution she brings. But you, God King, have the chance to do more than anyone else. To achieve your destiny, you will need to dismantle this twisted world. Your enemies gather against you, their artificer crafting tools to defy you. They show you no respect, and neither does this plane. Nazareth's smile faded slightly, replaced by a glint of consideration. His words came slower now. His curiosity sparked. You speak of destiny, priest, and power. But what could I possibly need from you? Maxim Mori's eyes gleamed in the torchlight, sensing the shift in Nazareth's mood. His voice softened, dripping with the conviction of his faith. The Maiden may have already graced you with strength, God King, but to truly rise to your full potential, to reign over this plane and beyond, you need more than just brute force. You need wisdom. You need allies who understand the nature of the cosmos and who stand against the false order that grips this world. The artificer who claims loyalty to you, he is nothing more than a snake waiting to strike. His allegiance is hollow, a ploy to placate your wrath while he aids those who would see you fall. Nazareth's lip curled, baring his teeth in a silent snarl. The words clawed at his pride, but there was truth in them. The mage had offered himself as a servant, a tool, but could such men of magic ever be trusted? Nazareth's thoughts swirled with the faces of those who had stood against him, the rogues, the mages, and that healer. Maxim Mori continued, sensing the God King's inner conflict. The guild known as the Golden Bough may appear weak now, but they are gathering strength. They are harboring mages, rogues, even witches, creatures aligned with the false prophet of Lantir. They are forging alliances that threaten not just your rule, but the very natural order you hold dear. You could destroy them with your might, yes, but the Maiden offers something more, something they cannot withstand. Maxim raised his arm, pulling back the sleeve of his cloak to reveal his skin warping, his arm transforming into a grotesque limb, barbed, tentacled, oozing with acidic ichor. In the Maiden's domain, predators are granted gifts far beyond the reach of mortal understanding. She offers you this power to even the odds against the scourge of Lantir's followers, power to ensure your claim is not merely respected, but feared by all who dare stand against you. Nazareth watched the transformation with keen interest, a faint smile tugging at his lips. Shekar has bestowed you with the power of a calamity transformation as well, Zealot? Ha! You continue to surprise me. His eyes glittered with amusement, but the laughter quickly faded as his tone grew cold. But understand this, Zealot. Your faith alone does not interest me. I deal in strength. I associate with power. The artificer, though a snake, has declared himself my sword. His wisdom has intrigued me, and I will not dismiss him lightly. If you wish to claim my ear, you must prove yourself worthy of that claim. Nazareth paused, his massive hands crackling with the energy of a spell, the ground around them rumbling under the weight of his raw power. The air itself seemed to tremble in response to his command of the arcane. Yet, with a slow exhale, he dissipated the magic, the energy retreating back into his body like a coiled beast awaiting release. His gaze locked onto Maxim's, unblinking and unrelenting. I will give you a test, priest. If you are as faithful to your goddess as you claim, then you will seek out the artificer and destroy him. Only then will I know you are truly aligned with the strength you preach. If you fail, or if you hesitate, then you are no better than the rest of the weaklings in this town, and I will tear you apart myself. But if you succeed, then we will talk further about this witch you speak of, and how I will kill her. Maxim Mori, ever composed, nodded slowly. Careful, Nazareth. pride was your downfall before. Do not underestimate the prey, especially when they align with Lantyr's scourge. But I will consult the Maiden, and if she deems it necessary, the artificer will crumble before her will. Until then, consider my offer, and the strength the Maiden brings. With her power at your side, the heavens will be within your grasp. With that, Mori turned, his form blending once more into the shadows of the tower settlement. His final words lingered in the air. It was a pleasure, Nazareth. Perhaps one day I will call you God King, with conviction. Nazareth stood still for a moment, watching the priest vanish into the night. His thoughts turned inward as a slow smile crept back onto his face. Zealots and mages, all playing their little games, he muttered to himself. But, soon enough, I'll see who truly has the strength to stand beside me or fall beneath my heel. Without another word, Nazareth resumed his journey toward the bar, his mind alight with thoughts of violence, betrayal, and the coming bloodshed that would pave his path to godhood.